Welcome back to Human Authentics. Today we'll be going over one of my favorite things to study, to accept, to be a part of. And what that is death. We'll start with one of my favorite passages from the Tao that speaks on it. Those who know others are intelligent. Those who know themselves are truly wise. Those who master others are strong. Those who master themselves have true power. Those who know they have enough are truly wealthy. Those who persist will reach their goal. Those who keep the course have a strong will. Those who embrace death will not perish but have a life everlasting. To embrace death. Death to the moment. There it went. Some people fear death, which I find to be kind of funny, because the chances of a human becoming is 1 in 400 trillion, but death, certain. Death is certain. The fact that you are here is beyond a miracle. Just to exist. Everything else is extra. For what is it to die, but to stand naked in the wind and melt into the sun? And what is it to cease breathing, but to free the breath from its restless tides, that it may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered? Free the breath. Free the breath while we live. From my encounters with death, not only does it leave in a deeper appreciation for life, but I think it's something to smile about. Because no one truly knows. What happens after this? Some people like to say they know, say they believe that this happens after that. But nobody knows. For life and death are one, even as the river and sea are one. Just ever flowing. In Hinduism, death is not an end, but a natural transition or transfer into this cycle of samsara, or reincarnation. Something I always wonder is, do we keep the memories from this life? Because if not, there's nothing to be sad about. There's nothing to hold on to. In fact, it's the deepest sense of letting go is to die. But one can die without their flesh dying. We can peacefully allow the parts of ourselves that no longer serve us, we can allow that to die. We can allow the circumstances that we've been taking personally, causing harm, we can let that die. We can let fear die. In the Jewish faith, after someone passes, the focus is not to dwell on sorrow or sadness, but rather celebrate their life. The spirit could be sitting right next to you after. And if your loved one were to be sitting near after they cease to be, if I was a loved one sitting near after I cease to be, I would prefer there to be stories of the times that brought joy, not an overwhelming focus on how the last moments were or what happened that led to a lifeless body, but the memories that we share. Keep the memory alive. There's a lot of different native beliefs I've been told that I like to ponder on. Before I got an owl blasted on my neck. And it wasn't till after that I found out that in some native beliefs that the owl is the welcomer of death. If you see an owl, death will soon arise. But I welcome death. It's not something to fear. It's inevitable. But I think the flesh knows it's gonna die. And that's why it craves things that kills us. Lust, drugs, alcohol, food. These cravings we have is the flesh. The flesh shouts in those times, I need. It fiends for those things because it knows it's gonna die. But deep down we know right from wrong. And I believe the spirit knows that it's going to transcend, transfer, or continue through a different skin suit, or maybe without form. The spirit continues, and that's why people can feel a sense of guilt or shame when they follow the desires of the flesh. For example, the flesh knows it's going to die. That's why it doesn't care whenever it tells me to smoke a cigarette. My spirit knows that ain't the best thing I could be doing, even though they are spirits. It's funny how the mind can justify wrongdoing. But shame is not a place that I live in, nor accept. It does no good. Some people use shame as a motivator. I used to. Until I found it quite foolish. Why put something down if it's trying to grow? We're all trying to grow. And if you've lost sight of that, allow that belief to die. Allow yourself to unlearn the things that have become a structure in your world that slowly eats you alive. Allow those things to die. We came into this life naked. Naked beyond flesh. Naked of the constructs that the world and the people and the voices in your head tell you, describe to you, build for you. But you're free every day, every moment, to no longer feed the things that kill you. Like the story of the two wolves, where, and I'll paraphrase it in my own words, but an old man was telling a child that there will always be two wolves, the good and the bad. The evil and the pleasant. And the kid asks, well, who will win? He answers very simply, whichever you feed. If you feed fear, if you focus on it, it grows. If you feed faith, if you allow it, it grows. If you act with goodness, it manifests. If you act accompanied by the darkness, it grows and it manifests. You are the chooser of your life, every day, every moment, every time you open or close your eyes.